For many millennia, stretching back almost 25,000 years, the Jedi have been the guardians of peace in the galaxy, being benevolent peacekeepers, who claim to follow the will of the light side of the Force and to adhere themselves and selflessly adhere themselves to the wills and desires of others, not focusing on themselves. The Jedi, along with the Republic, has been the main galactic powerhouse for 25,000 years, ever since the Infinite Empire was abolished by multiple slave uprisings during the Old Republic after ruling for 10 millennia. The Jedi Order has produced some of the most powerful and infamous members in all of Star Wars lore in their ranks. However, here is my question today. Who won of these nigh invincible, as it seems, opponents? Which being and foe was so powerful and formidable that they were the most proficient Jedi killer in all of Star Wars lore? The Jedi are infamous for being supposedly indomitable warriors, so in the rare occasion one person could die in their ranks, who is the best at it? Today we shall be ranking the top 5, beginning with Arkan and Thexan, the twin children of the Sith Emperor Vitiate, hailing from the era of the Old Republic. Arkan and Thexan led a brutal campaign during the reign of the Eternal Empire, led by Valkorion, a new attire for Sith Emperor Vitiate, who, after the fall of his reconstituted Sith Empire, decided to breed 3 children, Arkan, Thexan, twin brothers with immeasurable Force connections, and Valen, the most powerful of them all. Arkan and Thexan took the galaxy by storm, carving a path of destruction right in the middle of the Jedi and Sith war, killing Jedi and Sith, taking control of the galaxy in mere months due to the amassed power that they had accumulated over their years of brutalized and savage training, much akin to the training of Darth Maul, however not as brutal or merciless. They carved a path of destruction, killing roughly a dozen Jedi combined, or possibly even more than this, and Sith during their time as a ruthless campaigner against the Galactic Republic and the reconstituted Sith Empire, led by the soon-to-be dethroned Emperor Vitiate. However, despite their immense Force attunement, they cannot match up to the cybernetic monstrosity in General Grievous, who takes the number 4 position. General Grievous is the leader of the Confederacy of Independent Systems, and the main battleground strategist for the Separatist Legions, the Separatist Legions being the main opposition to the Republic and the Jedi throughout the entirety of the Clone Wars. General Grievous was known to butcher Jedi for sport, collecting the lightsabers and keeping them in a cloak that he used whenever he felt like it, of the most powerful ones he had slain. It was believed and theorized at the end of the Clone Wars, Grievous had killed over 24 Jedi, single-handedly fending off over 6 council members, including Shaak Ti, being able to only lose to Kit Fisto. Mace Windu even stated that he would never face Grievous in a duel. Legends General Grievous was such a fierce lightsaber combatant, he was able to kill Jedi almost instantly, with roughly 20 strikes per second if he was maxed out, utilizing his full ambidextrous ability. General Grievous, however, lacked sensitivity to the Force, which was his primary weakness and the ultimate reason for his downfall. Coming in at the number 3 position and kicking off the truly abysmal and powerful Jedi killers, we have the Lord of Hunger himself, Darth Nihilus. Darth Nihilus is infamous on this channel for being the most powerful Sith Lord in our opinions of all time. Darth Nihilus was a Sith who enacted the Great Jedi Purge, draining all life from the world of Qatar, including over 100 Jedi, Knights, Masters, and Padawans, devastating the Jedi Order, leaving only roughly 10 Jedi alive in the galaxy, a feat that would be replicated by Darth Sidious many millennia later. Darth Nihilus truly was a brutal campaigner and went about his ways, utterly decimating any Jedi he could find. However, he eventually fell to Mitra Surik aboard his flagship, the Ravager. Nihilus's feats cannot be ignored, with his ability to drain life from entire planets, and eventually, if he honed it enough, the galaxy. Kreia imagined Nihilus being able to wipe out all life in a single galaxy, including all the Jedi encapsulated within it, in a single savage sweep and strike of his hunger. However, Darth Nihilus, as powerful and formidable as he is, cannot match up to perhaps the most famous Sith Lord, fictional character, and Jedi killer of all time. Just missing out on the number 1 position, we have Darth Vader, widely considered to be the greatest Jedi killer of all time. Darth Vader truly left his mark, as he was the one who continued from his master Darth Sidious's Great Jedi Purge. Palpatine's Great Jedi Purge was a series of missions beginning with Order 66. Vader led a brutal crusade against any surviving Jedi, including Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anya Kuro, killing any Jedi that he could find, mercilessly battering them down until he almost became the most successful Jedi killer in all of galactic history, even above Nihilus, and some would argue the most successful butcher of these Jedi. Vader would not kill Jedi for sport or to feed his immense dark side rage. He did it because he loathed and hated them. He wanted to see them suffer as he had done on Mustafar years prior. He wanted to see the utter rage that he felt boiling within him replicate as he struck them down, seeing the fear that he had felt all those years ago on Mustafar replicated 1,000-fold at the hands of this tyrannical Sith Lord. Darth Vader only misses out on this number 1 spot because of this one Sith who utilized Hack's abilities. Number 1, we have Emperor Palpatine. Emperor Palpatine, perhaps the most famous Sith Lord of all time, and easily the one with the greatest feats, was the first Sith in over 3,000 years to accomplish the Sith's goal of enacting the Great Jedi Purge and abolishing the Jedi Order. This is in large part why Sidious has accumulated his spot on this list. Darth Sidious only ranks at the number 1 due to the fact he was the one who initiated the initial stages of Order 66. Order 66 was the clone order conducted in Revenge of the Sith, which saw nearly all the members of the Jedi Order eliminated within minutes by their clone commandos, with only roughly 5 Jedi surviving, including Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ahsoka Tano, Anya Kuro, Grandmaster Yoda, and few others who existed in the unknown regions of space. Palpatine single-handedly, with use of manipulation and his control over the clone inhibitor chips, managed to, in all his wisdom, decimate the entire Jedi Order in mere moments, in a matter of minutes. Palpatine reduced the Jedi down to a forsaken ash memory, and it is why he has sustained and acclaimed this highly profitable number 1 position. Well, my friends, did you agree with this list of top 5 most deadly Jedi killers? Some could argue that Darth Vader prevails above his master in Darth Sidious. However, Sidious's feat of being the very being to enact Order 66 to all the clone commandos, and almost instantly kill all the Jedi in the entirety of the galaxy, roughly 10,000 knights, Padawans, and students of the Force, all wiped out from one command gifted by the Dark Lord of the Sith in hiding as the Supreme Chancellor of the Republic. As much as Darth Vader has reasons and feats that claim him as the number 1 position, as well as Nihilus and Grievous, Palpatine simply enacted the station and order that got him the most Jedi kills under his belt, possibly killing more beings in galactic history at that time, besides with the exception of possibly Nihilus, while Vader battered down Jedi in the Jedi Temple single-handedly. Palpatine reduced the remainder of the Order to ash, hewing its knees from under it and slicing them down. Well, my friends, what did you think of this video? Ensure that you have utilized the Force to incapacitate the immense might and power that the subscribe button commands. Goodbye, acolytes. This is where we part ways. I hope that you are not a Jedi on the run from Darth Sidious, Vader, General Grievous, Arcan or Thexan, or the feared Sith Lord Darth Nihilus, and I hope that you are not on the receiving end of their tyrannical, nigh omnipotent abilities. Well, my friends, goodbye, and I'll see you in a galaxy far, far away.